Greetings, beautiful people. So check this out. This is a there's a hot, there's a cold. After a big storm, there's always a beautiful day. Yeah, this is a beautiful day. I mean, literally it's cloudy, it's raining today, but I mean, it's all good because it's a beautiful moment for me. Okay. Now, it's funny how we let certain things get the better of us, okay? And in reality, if you think about it, it's kind of draining to some extent. When you get angry, anger is a very strong emotion. Nothing wrong with anger. Anger is actually very good, but it's a very strong emotion. And if you don't know how to handle that emotion, it will drain you, okay? Now, you could take anger and use that as a powerful fuel to just make it a favorable experience for yourself, okay? See, I used to be the type that I would get cut off on the road and I would want to go and fight that person, but you know, what did that do to me? Every time I did that, I actually like drained my energy. And not only that, I also put a unfavorable energy out for more people to get attracted to that if they're in that frequency to resonate with it, okay? Now, we're all antennas, and that's why it's important to be the change you want to see, okay? That's why, you see, people naturally have a way to help people and to better everybody, you know what I mean? But certain things keep that from happening. Now, when I got angry about a certain situation, okay, I expected people to understand me. You know what I mean? And there was people who, you know, were giving me their perception, their point of view. And that goes to show that people naturally always want to help each other. You know what I mean? And when I look at this, I look at it as the same way I expect people to understand me when I'm angry. Why is it that I don't understand that person who is angry to begin with? You know what I mean? That would have prevented that whole domino effect from happening. You know what I mean? But why do we do this? Because, see, we start to think with our lower natures, or, you know, I would say like our primitive self. And, you know, we have the primitive self, we have that human, that which we are being here. And then we have the, our source, higher self, you know, you want to call it. Sometimes when you have to just take a step back and breathe, clear your space, transmute your energies, you'll start to see things so differently. Because it's the same way, like I'm telling you, when somebody cut me off, I would look at it in the sense to maybe they're in a rush, maybe they have an emergency, maybe, you know, that person just likes to drive like an asshole. Let him be. Sometimes I want to drive like a fucking asshole. Sometimes I want to talk reckless, and sometimes I just want to talk calmly, right? But it is what it is, you know what I mean? We're all just expressing ourselves to some extent. There, you see, if somebody's driving fast, right? I mean, and they get in front of me, what am I gonna do? Get to my destination a second later? I mean, that's what you know. And for something so minute, so stupid, you know. Now, I'm not saying people should walk all over you, because, like I always said, if they're not, you know, affecting your character or your life in some kind of way, what does it matter? You know what I mean? Even if sometimes things are indirectly towards you, which is fucking even worse, you know? Why feed into that? It all comes down to self-awareness. This is where we have to start to really, you know, be in control, because the first line of defense is your ego. That's the first line of defense, and that's your body. You go into fight or flight mode. Okay, but when you see, your ego is like a child, just like everybody on this planet is a child. Okay, if you take a step back and take some breaths, you let the motherfucking ego know, hey, it's okay, like it's not that serious. You know what I mean? See, like the ego doesn't know a real experience from a fake experience. It's just trying to protect you and keep you alive, and you know, or it wants to feel important, which is why we shouldn't belittle people. You know what I mean? Because you belittle them, and you're literally, you know, you break that first line of defense. That first line of defense is basically what literally I could say molds you, because like your heart, everybody wants to look at it as a heart symbol, like, oh, the love symbol. In reality, to me, your heart is like a war symbol, because notice how when something's there's danger about to happen, what happens to your heart? Your heart's the first thing that goes doom 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 doom. You know, it gets that the drums, you know what I mean? When you hear drums, you always think of war, you know what I mean? But then you can control that rhythm with breaths, because you're in control. You don't go into autopilot or stay in zombie mode, you know what I mean? So, yesterday I was hot. Today I'm going more toward a cooler side, and I'm gonna find my my middle ground. All right, this is where you start to feel more empowered. It's okay if you make a mistake, as long as you realize the mistake you made. You know what I mean? Sometimes we just gotta let people be. You see, here's the thing: if somebody litters in front of me, okay, I could go about it a few ways. I can go about it and be like, yo, you fucking pig, pick that shit up. Why the fuck would you litter? Like, and then give them a whole spew. And then we get into an argument, completely energy draining. Or I could just pick it up behind that person and just throw it in the garbage and may not even say anything to them. Okay? But then again, that would just be me cleaning up after other people's garbage. And they need to sometimes be told something. But you can approach it maybe in a different way, because again, we're using this tool of language, but again, it's all about how we express it. You see, the tool is used according to how we express it. If you use a knife, you can use it to cut food and serve people food, or you could use that knife to stab people. Like, everything's a tool that could be used for good or bad. Okay? So my expression, I'll probably be like, hey, I'm sorry, you dropped something. And then and even though I know they littered it, I might just be like a fucking clown and be like, hey, you dropped it. And then they might pick it up, or they might take to offense of it, but it's up to them. And it's up to you if you feed into that. Or I could just play a good Samaritan and just go up to them and tell them how, how incredibly stupid they're being. And most likely they might want to hear that shit. They'll look at me like a fucking weirdo. But then again, that comes down to you, if you care what the fuck people think. But now, again, it's just using common sense, but it's also, thinking from your higher self, your from source, man. From, this is just, it's not that fucking serious, man. Everybody's on a path. Everybody takes a different path. Okay, not everybody's gonna be on the same path. Everybody takes different paths, but we're all going to the same destination. That's the funny part. We all have the same purpose, the same mission. You know what I mean? We all have the same mission. We just have different perceptions and about it, and different paths. But we all have to try to build and not, I just think that when we all get to an understanding of things, it doesn't create room for judgment. Okay? Now, everybody has incredible powers, man, and you could transmute energies. Like I literally took an anger feeling and I felt good transmuting it. You know what I mean? My son pisses me off. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna fucking take my anger out on my kid. You know what I mean? I gotta use some rationality and know that, well, what can I expect from a 6-year-old? You know what I mean? It's the same way. What can you expect from humanity? Up until 2 years ago, you couldn't tell me the shit that I'm talking now, because I wouldn't hear it. You know what I mean? Sometimes it takes certain things. Some people may live this whole life and not even get it. But the whole thing is that if we all start to change the mentality, more of those favorable thoughts go out. And this is where people are going to start to be attracted to. See, if we put emotions of anger and that, see, here's the thing. Whenever you feed into an emotion, that's an energy emotion that you allowed into your space. Okay, but you're also gonna put that out into for people to of like frequencies to resonate with that. But now, whenever we change, that's literally us changing the frequency of the energies that are going out into space right now, into for people to attract to. You know what I mean? Thoughts are powerful, and I believe, when you could create thought from just thinking shit and things that you may not even be aware of that you're thinking, that just goes into your mind. It's on autopilot. And this is why people start to create shit that's unfavorable to them. But if everybody starts to create a feeling of empowerment, okay, this automatically will be the only thing available for people eventually. You know what I mean? But I hope this is making sense. But you know, it's all about, like, we do a cleanse, okay? If something outside of me is pissing me off, maybe there's something that I need to work inside of myself, okay? Because me fighting with that person, I'm literally fighting with myself. That's how I look at it. I'm fighting with myself. Or if I try to destroy that person, I'm literally destroying a part of myself. It's a reflection of me. It's an extension of me. I look at that to even the smallest bug just living in experience. If a bug landed on my arm, I'm not going to fucking smash it. I'm just going to swat it away and let it do its thing. It landed on me for a reason. You know what I mean? Everything has a reason for being, you know? You just have to take control of the wheel and you create the outcome of the story based on the decisions you make. You know what I mean? But I also am aware that you cannot help everybody. You cannot do it. Okay? If I'm running a business, I need a really good team of employees to do it. But as a leader, I have to guide with love, because if not, the people that you're leading, okay, are gonna fucking hate you. And that's why people in work and jobs, they hate their boss, because they act like fucking assholes. They think they're above them. This is why it's important. I've been a manager my entire life. Okay, I know what it takes to be a manager, a fucking business leader, because I've ran supplement companies, I've ran a bunch of shit, and I've had a fucking effective team. I've had nothing but positive feedback, and I did this on a non-spiritual level, and now I'm trying to do it on a spiritual level. Sometimes we get off track, okay, because we feed into certain emotions, and that's what I'm getting off right now, is to not take that emotion and transmute it to something that's favorable to me. Okay, because we always feel better when we do something good for somebody. There's moments where I've done something so good for people, I actually even get chills. That's spiritual. You know what I mean? That's spiritual. And when I do something that I just acted on anger, afterwards I'm always regretting it. See, we should be doing things that make us feel good. Why would you do something that doesn't feel good? You see, when we have sex because it feels good. If it didn't feel good, we wouldn't be doing it. You know what I mean? But then we abuse that too. You know what I mean? Everything is, listen, there's a balance to everything, because even love, people get addicted to love and all that shit, and then it creates a big mess. But that's a whole nother topic. But, you know, I ran an effective team. But the reason I was like the #1 market manager in the supplement company, okay, for like a couple of years, is because I ran a very strong, effective team. I trained them, but I also looked at them as business partners. I didn't look at them as I was a leader over them, like you know what I mean? Like, if you motivate people, they're going to do they'll work extra for you. And I could tell you that from experience. You know what I mean? But if you're gonna come out and start to talk and say these people are so incredibly stupid and this and that, then those type of things are the things that bring people down. And I could tell you, because it's like certain times I've heard it brought me down, because like sometimes I'm like, why the fuck am I letting this bring me down? I'm so empowered that you couldn't belittle me now. You couldn't belittle me. I'm not afraid to speak my mind. You know what I mean? Because there's gonna be people who are in this the same vibration. They're gonna resonate to this. You know what I mean? Because I've watched videos even where I've, watched it once, let's say, and I didn't even understand it. And then later on, I'm like, wow, this video resonates with me. You know what I mean? And it just motivates you to do some more search. But then there's videos that are out there that may make you feel scared. And I've gone through that too, that you feel, you're worried. You feel, like, fuck, man, like you have no power. And that's the key. There's always going to be a bunch of obstacles. You're going to get off path because you're going to put certain emotions that don't belong in your space. And the whole key to this that's why meditation is important, because meditation is you clearing your space, but doing it through proper breathing. See, last night I really took with intent that anger that I was feeling, because you see, maybe because of I have not felt like this for a while. And I don't know, something just got the best of me. You know, but now I feel like I could see things clearer. I could think clearer. You know what I mean? I can make better decisions. And that's why, see, this video is more of my experience and sharing it with you guys to, like, just take a step back sometimes and just, and just breathe and, don't let the emotion get the best of you. You do what feels right. And that's what getting to know thyself is you knowing what feels good. You do what feels good. All right? If I'm not saying that you're never going to have to destroy something, but how does it make you feel? Did it make you feel good? You know what I mean? There's certain things that do need to be destroyed. Okay? There's certain things that need to have a light shed on them, and there's certain things that maybe we can ignore. Ignorance is bliss, but to some extent, because sometimes ignorance leads to consent to them fucking you over because you just kept your mouth shut. I'm telling you right now, I have a lot of love for the people I talk to. I appreciate, because I'm gonna tell you right now, it's like I know that everybody has intentions to help everybody and to make this better. You know what I mean? But it's hard to explain. Things sometimes it's hard to explain into words. But I hope this video made sense to you guys and girls. I have a lot of love and that I want to spread to everybody. This is not some mushy talk. It's just real talk. Like, I have a lot of love that I want to give to everybody. I have a lot of appreciation to give to everybody, and I'm sending nothing but love and positive energy to everybody, and feelings of empowerment, which is like the most beautiful feeling in the world. It's a liberating feeling. Okay, there comes a moment where you do so much research, it comes a moment in time, when your self-empowers, when you start to create your own path, you start to create your own light. You don't become dependent, but you appreciate the people who helped you to get to a certain point. You know what I mean? And you continue to work with those people, but you also get to a point where we're all, the intention is for us to all meet somewhere. That's the intention. What is the purpose? It don't matter. Like, everybody's going to have a different path. And not everybody's going to be on the same page. But eventually everybody gets to the same destination, I believe. Okay? With intent. It's crazy because if the more people I love, the more love I get in return. The more hate I spread, the more hate. My actions is going to be the cause of the reaction. For every cause, there's an effect. I love myself so much that I'm willing to give love out, and that's what I get in return. So I control my emotions now, okay?